So it's part 2, wait, nope, part 4, maybe, I think, of this awesome, incredible bike that I have ripped apart for no reason. Sweet, right? But we got it running a little bit, and look at what it pooped out of the exhaust. A lot of rust. I'm not surprised. You can kind of see in there. Yeah, looks rusty. So, well, that's good. Today's goal, today's missions are fix this, because that's a lawnmower bolt, I'm pretty sure, and try to get the exhaust to actually seal up, because, yeah, if you guys saw the one short, it was spitting fireballs out of here, which was kind of cool, but definitely not what you want. So, also, we're going to do a, well, we're going to check the valves, the valve lash. We're going to make sure that the timing is all set and the points are good. And after that, it should just be messing with the carburetors and trying to get things all finished up. Because I know that this carburetor was flooding out last night because there was a lot of fuel in that cylinder. So, but of course, exhaust first, and then we'll get to the fun stuff. Why a lawnmower bolt? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, I think it's coming out. Yeah. I mean, I guess if this is all you had, you know, but... Oh. Well, 11:30 seconds looks like it does the trick. Cool. Okay. Right. All right. Right. I'm thinking this might not work, and I might need to order a new one. All right, I'm back from Ace. I got a couple different things. Bolts, if I want to just use bolts, I've got 2 nuts for one side of this that has a stud still, and just in case the bolt doesn't work, I've got a stud. But I mean, we'll see. These are always M8 by 1.25, so oh, that seems to fit nicely. Just needs tightened down. I'm not sure. I think that's way too long. Hopefully this one's not too long. Looks like it'll be perfect. Well, that seems better. Give it one more. There we go. Well, let's see if it makes a difference. Okay, I think we're definitely flooding out the one cylinder. But, okay, well, that's awesome. No way. Oh, what is that? Did that just do that? I don't know. This definitely still is an exhaust leak, but it's getting through the pipe a little better now, I think. I just don't know. It didn't sound too bad, actually. That was awesome. So, but the problem definitely is when I turned the fuel on, it immediately stalled out. So, yeah. Did it smoke at all? I couldn't see. Did you guys see it smoke? Oh, jeez. I didn't even have it pointed towards the exhaust. It blew out more nasty crud. That sounded not too bad at all. Wow. Well, what I'd like to do is check if the clutch works and stuff like that. Oh. I'm really worried that when I check if the clutch works, it's gonna goof something up. Because this doesn't have a center stand. I've decided we're gonna go with the, well, the, hope it doesn't run away technique. Wasn't it? Okay, dies off the choke. Okay. So, it died when I put it in gear. Not the end of the world. I'm really liking how this thing's running. Both are running. Oh. Okay, this is good. All right, wait, hold on. So it's running good. Do I need to mess with the points? Or do I need to just jump into the carburetors? That is the question. You know what the real question is, too. Why is this still in my pocket? Okay. Alright, I gotta think first. That just got me really excited. We gotta calm down, think. It shifted. Alright, so the first order of business for our tune-up is gonna be to get the cover off down there. Oh, yep. There we go. Perfect. It's time to get this cover off. I already tried to get this off once and it was not possible. But now I've got an impact screwdriver, so it should be possible. Okay. There we go. Two, 3. Well, it's stuck on there. There we go. Oh, there's oil in there. Oh, that's really cute. That's really nice. Most of it's drained out now, I guess. There. like it never happened. All right, get the other spark plug out. Didn't even get this one out. Take a look at how they're running though. Maybe a little rich. Okay, this one doesn't look as good. It's a little, oops. This one looks a little, stop. It's a little wet. So now we're going to find LT, which is left timing. All right, so we are 90 degrees from LT, and we're on the compression stroke because I felt compression pop my finger off. So now what we can do is, the goal of this is to tighten the cam chain. So what we'll do is we'll loosen this. You can't even really see. What we'll do is we'll loosen this bolt and jam nut, and then magically the tensioner will push on the chain as much as it needs to, and then we can tighten up the bolt and jam nut. So I'm gonna do that. So the cam chain is officially tensioned. Like I said, just loosen the jam nut, loosen the bolt, and you could feel it kind of press in the cam chain, and then you tighten up the bolt until it feels tight, but not too tight, and then you tighten up the jam nut, and you're good to go. So now it is time for points. So what I'm actually gonna do is the valves first, and valves are pretty easy. Well, I'm not sure on this, but most of the time they're pretty easy. I hate how all these wires are here. Most of the time they're pretty easy. They're under these caps, and they can be a headache, but you start by getting the timing lined up. So you want your left T, this is left timing, LT, lined up on the compression stroke though, because that's when the valves are closed and they should be loose. The rockers should be loose. So I'm gonna line this up and then take a peek under those. All right, so my phone was about to blow up from this heat, but these valves checked out all good. 0.003, so 3,000ths and 2,000ths is what they should be. 3,000ths for the intake, excuse me, 3,000ths for the exhaust, 2,000ths for the intake. And now to go to the other side, you rotate it all the way over back to the T, and for some reason the motor turns over when you hit that. So anyways, I zip tied it there. We should be okay. And now we can check this side. So I'll set you guys up, show you guys how it's done. So get your feelers, and first thing to do is check them by hand. Make sure you can move them a little bit, which I can. Feel good. And then you check them, so 0.003. And you just want a little bit of resistance. This one's got quite a bit of resistance, but it feels okay. Everything fits good. Yeah. So these valves are actually checking out pretty good. Beautiful. Okay. The valves are in perfect shape, so we'll put these back on. Also, there's lots of oil up in the valve train, so that's good. Oil pump's working. So now we can move on to the points, and with the points you'll be working with the LF, somewhere around here. Well, there's F and then there's LF, and that's for left fire and fire. So yep, we will check these out. Alright, so I've got the AutoZone special here, and what we can do with this, also I got oil, since, you know, some of it is on the ground now. But so we've got the tester so that we can set the timing properly, because in the manual it says you can use a feeler gauge, but from the videos I've been watching, apparently a feeler gauge is not as accurate as a test light. So pretty simple. All you do is hook the one side up to the little spring here and put it onto on the ground, and when it lights up it has to be matching the fire, the LF or the F. So and if it's not, you gotta rotate it a little bit. So anyways, yeah, let's get to timing. All right, so this was a horrible time. So for some reason, the Honda executives thought it would be funny to put the timing marks and stuff in a spot where the motor wants to spin. So you've got to really work around that and try to find a way to wedge the thing on the thing. And boy, was that terrible, but I wedged it officially on left fire, as you can see there. And now what we're gonna do is connect the timing light to the spring here and put it to the ground. And we're gonna play with the gap here, and what we're going to try to do, as far as I know, I gotta watch the video a little bit more, is we're going to try to get the timing light to turn off right here, right where it's on this. So we're going to move this back and forth until it breaks contact, basically, or it gets contact. I gotta watch the video. So what we're looking to do here is test the points and where it comes on and where it turns off, right? So what we want is for it to just turn on and turn off, and to tighten it down right where it just turns on and turns off. And you'll see, let's see if I can show you guys. Oh. So you can see it's flickering. I might actually have it a little too loose, so let me tighten these up a little bit. Because it just tries to go back to where it's set. Oh. Oh. So okay, so I think the power going through here is messing with the light. But what we want is it to just barely start opening at the left fire mark, and that's when it sparks. So, well, obviously what I'm trying to do is see when it just barely opens, because you can't see it with your eye. I'm trying to use the light, but for some reason it's just really sensitive here. I mean, I think it's, I'm gonna try to figure out this with two hands, and I'll get back to you guys. Okay, so the problem was the test light wasn't connected properly, wasn't grounding properly, so you should be able to see. See? Turns on, stays on. That means the contact is broken and you're completing the circuit. So what we're looking for is just barely when it comes on, which is right there, and then we'll tighten it down. We'll tighten the two screws down so that hopefully the points open just as soon as the left fire mark, hits the thing. So right there. I'm going to tighten it down right there. So I'll get back to you. All right, so I've tightened it down, and now what we're looking for is the light to come on right at that left, on the left fire mark. So try to get a good view of this. So we'll go back, and then it turns on right on the left timing mark. So that is perfect. So now what we can do is rotate it counterclockwise to the other, where's the other F? The other F is behind my vice grips, and that is for the right side. So we will move to the right side. So I'm gonna repeat that, and I'll get back with you guys. So now we're on the other side. I've got my F just a tad bit to the right, but that's okay because when I tighten this down, it should negate that. And now what we're gonna do is turn power on. We've got the light. We're gonna loosen up that screw there and the screw in there, and we're gonna do the same thing. Try to get this light to just barely turn on and turn off, and that'll be the time that it sparks, and that's what you want because that's the time. And anyways, let's get to it. So you can see on this one I did not get it first try, which is unfortunate. Try to get a good shot for you guys here. So the timing mark, you should be able to see, is right there. And what we want is the timing light to come on right as that mark gets there. But as you can see, we're a little early. See? We're a little early. So what I've got to do is I've got to get everything back set, and then I got to play with that one more time. And we should have it. All right, we've got the right side timed as well now. So we should be good to put the spark plugs back in and make sure it still runs good, and then mess with the carburetors. It is way too hot outside, and I'm getting sunburnt. Also, I got to fill it up with more oil. Yeah, let me actually fill it up with oil before I forget. All right, I've moved into the shade because it's probably 2,000 degrees in the sun. So, got fuel in the carbs. Not a lot, but I think enough. And we will attempt to start this. Neutral. Good. Closed. On. Oil is in. Great. So I'm gonna continue to procrastinate on the carbonator. And I'm gonna focus on the clutch because it's really kind of, it just doesn't feel right. So I'm gonna try to adjust it, and yeah. So obviously you've got your cable up here, your adjustment up here, which you're gonna want to loosen completely. And you got your cables down here, which you also want to loosen up. So what you want to do is basically just thread this piece up top as far as it'll go into the nut here, and then wow, look at that. Boy, that's chewed up. And then your actual clutch adjustment will be done here. And then so once you've gotten this loosened up, you can use your flathead and 12 millimeter And what you're going to want to do is put your wrench there and tighten this up just until you feel it kind of get, well, let me make sure that the nut is off enough. Okay. So what you're gonna want to do, one more time, is, this is lefty-loosey, but tighty. It's backwards, so if you tighten it, it loosens. So anyways, you're gonna want to go until you feel it just touch, and then go. Okay. I gotta do this with two hands. So what I was trying to say is, just when you feel this, the flathead kind of touch, you want to back it off a quarter to a half turn, and then tighten up your nut, and then you can feel your clutch up here, which is way out of tune now. So back this out. You can see I'm actually missing one of the pieces for that, but it's pretty sticky still. So what I did was I did that, and then I loosened this up just about all the way, quite a bit. And I've got it loosened up about halfway up here, and now, oh, I hope that wasn't, hope that wasn't a spring. That would be pretty rough. Sure feels like it. Well, what I'll do is take that cover off. I wasn't going to, but clearly I might have to. So apparently what happened there was called a clutch pop. And basically a clutch pop occurs when the cable is too tight and it falls out of its spot. So what we need to do is readjust it, and it should spring back, I hope. Well, I thought that would fix it, but I don't think it did. So it does look like we're gonna have to take this off. Shouldn't be too hard, so it's not the end of the world, but let me get an actual tool for this. So once you get the bolt out for the shifter, just kind of wiggle it off. There we go. All right, now get an impact screwdriver so you don't strip anything out, because this is way stripped out already. I don't even know how I'm gonna get that. Probably need some vice grips. These aren't the right tool. Okay, it was extremely loose because it's already stripped out. Cool. So it appears this was looked at recently. Here we go. Ooh, not clean. Ooh. Ooh. What did I expect? It's about what I expected, actually. So, chip off any wasp nests that you find, because that's not I don't think those help. And wow. Oh wow. Okay, yeah. A little bit of dirt built up behind here. Alright, well that's a little better. Hang this up here for a try. There we go. And take a look. I don't understand what happened. Is that another wasp? Oh, that was wasps. Okay, so is it possible this is seized? Because that spring is totally up. Right, okay. Can I take this out? Oh, I can. Okay. And I can put it back in. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, give me a second. So this is supposed to be covered in grease. I think the only thing that this was covered in was wasp nests. Right, okay. Now you're supposed to go back. Right? Got my greasing gloves on. So let's get some grease in here. Like that. Some on the outside of this. Maybe a little on the rotating mechanisms. Yeah, okay. Looking good. A little more there. And now, let's see what happens when we give the clutch a pull. Nothing. maybe it's because it's not actually on the thing. Actually, let me make sure I'm doing this correctly. All right, so it just took me a while to figure this out. Basically, there's 3 ball bearings back here that ride on a surface that's got dips, like divots in it, for the ball bearings to sit in. And then when you pull the clutch, it spins out of those divots and presses forward onto the clutch rod. I don't know. I honestly, I'm not sure what happened. I think the pop is called clutch pop, and it's where one of the ball bearings skips and it messes it up. But now it's functioning properly. When I pull on the clutch, it pushes out, and yeah. So I've got to put it back together and do a final adjustment. So yeah. So I still can't get the clutch to work. I'm not sure. Wow, that's hot. I'm not sure at this point. I'm gonna take this off one more time because it's possible that I'm missing a ball bearing in the assembly here that I didn't look for. So I'm gonna take this off one more time, take a look at that. If I'm not missing it, I am at a loss. So yeah. So there's definitely no ball bearing in there. So that could be a reason why the clutch is giving me trouble. So I'm gonna go to the store real quick before they close, get a 5/16 ball bearing, put it in, and then see what happens. I got 2 ball bearings here, 69 cents a piece. I got 2 just in case, considering how I don't know where the first one went. Well, who knows where the second one will go. So 3rd time's a charm, right? Yeah. So anyways, these just go into there. So I'm going to put that in there. So I'm honestly incredibly lost, but this is what I got, and it's working properly. When you pull this, you can see the actuator actuates. It moves up and down, comes out a little bit, and yeah, I mean, that's what it's supposed to do. The question is, will it return? When I pull it up, it's been sticking up here. Is that just supposed to be fixed by writing? I'm not sure. But we've got a ball bearing now, so that's good. Let's put it back together and see what happens. Okay, now pull the clutch. Here we go. Oh. Okay, that's in there now. Pull the clutch. Oh, nothing still. I don't think I really should. Is the clutch cable too long? That would be weird. Yep. Still nothing. I'm lost. I mean, it's just not disengaging still. Why not? Take it off one more time. So you can see it's just not returning. I actually don't think it's the clutch cable. Could be the spring. Or it could be the clutch cable corroded. It's not no idea. So I've still got a Christmas tree up in the background, and there's a chicken behind me, but that is not to distract us from the point that this clutch was giving me a headache, and for some reason it gave me a headache so bad that I didn't even decide to make another video. I just ended it there, and then I think I might have just went inside and call it quits. But I figured out the next day, which I'm editing right now. So thanks for watching this one. Video with working clutch coming out soon. And that video I actually explained a much better process than what I was doing in that mess. So yeah, stay tuned, and pretty cool. We got things going, so yeah.